Now I am explaining to you SBI PO preliminary question paper number 766. 766. Okay. So question number 1, a passage. Let me read the directions. Each question comprises 3 statements A, B, C. 3 statements have been given. In the context of the passage, decide which one, 2, 3 or none of the statements is true. So a short passage is given. Each question has 3 statements. We have to find out the correct one. In the Pandit's complaint, he asks why entries could not be made in the savings bank passbook on the strength of the counterfile of the pay-in slip. So Pandit, it seems that he is the customer of the bank. So he made a complaint. What was his complaint? He asks why entries could not be made in the savings bank passbook. So it is understood that Pandit asked the staff, bank staff, to make entries in the savings passbook on the strength of the counterfoil of the pay slip. So the customer had the counterfoil of the pay-in slip. He asked the staff to make entries in the savings bank passbook through that counterfile. This would save the customer. What was his opinion? If they did so, it would save customer from waiting until the actual voucher passed through various desks book. So what happens in a bank usually when the customer hands over the counterfile, it goes from desk to desk. It passes through various desks from cashier to clerk to PO to manager, like that. So the customer here felt that it was a waste of time. The use of the voucher is the correct procedure according to bank rules and regulation. So they have to use voucher only. They have to use the voucher only. But what was the complaint of the customer here? He wanted them to use counterfile. So according to bank rules, voucher is used. But here the customer demanded that counterfile could be used. The delay experienced by Mr. Pandit on the day could have been avoided. So his opinion, if they had used counterfile to make entries in the passbook, his time could have been saved. On our instructions, the bank manager concerned has met the complainant. So immediately the manager of the branch responded. How did he respond? Explained the matter. The manager of the branch explained the matter to the customer. He has also emphasized. Emphasize means give importance. The manager explained to the customer the important points. The great risk to the customer and the bank if entries are made on the basis of the counterfoil. So instead of voucher, if the bank staff uses counterfoils, it is always risky to the customer and to the bank also. So this was the explanation given to the customer by the manager of the branch. So what is understood in this short paragraph? One day, a customer called Pandit made a complaint. What was his complaint? Entries could be made in the savings bank passbook through the counterfoil of the pay-in slip. But it is against the rules and regulations of the bank. So, see, he felt that his time could have been saved if the bank staff had made entry through the counterfoil. That was his complaint. So the use of voucher is the correct procedure. According to bank rules, counterfoil cannot be used. Voucher can be used. So the branch manager concerned responded immediately. He gave explanation to the customer. What was the explanation? He emphasized there would be much risk both to the customer and to the bank if counterfoil is used. Now let us see the questions. First question, the writer of this paragraph is another dissatisfied customer. Writer is not dissatisfied, customer is dissatisfied. Not correct option. The paragraph emphasizes that counterfiles should not be used. Correct. Counterfiles should not be used instead of vouchers. What are used? Vouchers are used. Counterfiles are not used. This option is correct. Use of counterfiles alone may not lead to any risk. No. Option A is right answer. Sorry. Option B is right answer. Next question. Mr. Pandit complains about a delay in some transaction at his bank. Yes, Pandit's complaint is delay in some transaction. Right answer. Pandit wants banks to make book entries on the basis of counterfiles. Yes, it is also mentioned. What was the complaint of the customer? So he wanted to make the entries through counterfile. Right. Entries made on the basis of voucher do not involve risk, do not involve wrong. It always involves risk. So this option is not correct. A and B correct. A and B right answer. Next question. In following the correct procedure, unreasonable delays are always inevitable. Inevitable means unavoidable. Unavoidable cannot be prevented. When we follow a procedure, it is common. There is unreasonable delay or inevitable right answer. Mr. Pandit's complaint was based on full knowledge of the banking? No, he doesn't have full knowledge. Mr. Pandit's suggestion was appreciated by the bank staff? No, bank did not appreciate his suggestion. Only A is right answer. Okay, next question. The delay experienced by Pandit was caused by some temporary problem. Yes, this delay was only temporary. It's not permanent. Right answer. Entries relating to Pandit case were not done according to proper procedure. No, were done. Were done. So entries were done according to proper procedure. Wrong answer. Pandit was already aware of the proper procedure. No, he was not aware of the procedure. Only A is right answer. Next question. Using counterfiles instead of vouchers is risky. Yes, it is risky, not only to the customers, but also to the bank. Yes, it is clearly mentioned in the passage in the last line. The great risk to customer and the bank. Yes, this option is correct. The bank authorities were not insensitive. No, they were insensitive. Responded. They immediately responded. The branch manager paid no heed. Heed means pay attention. He paid attention. He responded immediately. No heed, wrong answer. So only option A right here. So we go to next question. Here a word is given. We have to find out the suitable word. During, what is the word? Propitious. Propitious. This is an adjective. During the session, conditions are not propitious to the development of business. What is the meaning of propitious? Encouraging. Encouraging. Propitious means encouraging. We can say one more word, prosperous. Prosperous. One more good word, thriving. Thriving, encouraging, prosperous, thriving. Easy word we regularly use, favorable. Favorable. All these words are synonyms of this word propitious. Let us see options. Lucky, no. Lucky means fortunate, no. No. Suspicious. Suspicious means doubtful. Doubtful. We can also say skeptic. Skeptic means doubtful. Favorable, right answer. The propitious means favorable. Fortunate, fortunate means luck. No. Affordable, what is the meaning of affordable? Affordable means reasonable. Reasonable, acceptable. These are the synonyms of this word. So, what's our word? Propitious. The exact word is favorable. Right answer. Next question. No, 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 no. Ephemeral. Ephemeral. We often long to hold on to the ephemeral joy of childhood. Ephemeral means no short-lived. 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 We can say we have a good word. Fugitive. Fugitive means temporary. 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 Transitory. Transitory. All these are good words. Transitory, ephemeral. We often long to hold on to the ephemeral joy. Ephemeral joy means a temporary joy. Let us see. Options. Harmless, harmless. No, not correct. Remarkable, it's a good word. Remarkable means adjective. Remarkable means achievable. Achievable. Sporadic. Sporadic means irregular. Irregular. And transitory, right answer. Transitory. Ephemeral means transitory. Fugitive, temporary. Right answer. Heavenly. What is the meaning of heavenly? Celestial. Celestial. So, powerful. Powerful. Supernatural. Heavenly. This opposite word is earthly. Earthly. Temporary things. Heavenly means celestial. Okay. Next, our answer here, transitory. Next question is unsavory. Unsavory means, let us see, many democracies resort to unsavory methods. Unsavory means no, unacceptable. Unacceptable. We do not accept. We do not agree with. Many democracies resort to unsavory methods to control dissidents. Disagreeable, right answer. Unsavory means disagreeable. Coercive. Coercive means forceful. Forceful. Pressure. Pressure. Bribing. Bribing means take money illegally, unlawfully. Coaxing. Coaxing. Coax. Coaxed. Coaxed. Persuade. Coax means persuade. Follow up. Follow up. Cunning. Cunning means cheating, no? Cheating. Deceiving. So right answer, unsavory means disagreeable. Next question. Stonewalling. After 2 months of stonewalling, a breakthrough came out of the blue. Stonewall means delay. Delay. Take much time. Trying? No. Blocking? Block means stop. Preventing means stop. Casual. Casual means again persuade. Persuade. Follow up. No. Delaying, right answer. Stonewalling means delaying, right answer. Next question. Loopholes. Loophole means drawbacks. There are many loopholes in the Indian law. There are enough loopholes in the law. There are many loopholes in the law. Drawbacks. Amendments. Amendments means changes. No. Vagaries means unexpected events. Sometimes we do not expect. Some events take place immediately. Unexpected events. Ambiguities. Ambiguity means confusion. Confusion. Disorder. Openings. Drawbacks. Right answer. Drawbacks. Loopholes means drawbacks. Next question. What is this? Rearrangement of sentences. 6 sentences are given here, A, B, C, D, E, F. We have to keep them in proper sequence. So in order to keep the sentences in proper sequence, we have to identify the first word of each line. The first word of each line. Let us see A. How does A begin with? We, pronoun. B begins with information technology. Of course, phrase. Phrase. The user. C begins with the user, noun form. D. Our new year. Our pronoun, newer adjective. Our again pronoun, these adjective. Here, A begins with pronoun, B begins with phrase, C begins with noun, D begins with adjective, E begins with pronoun, F begins with adjective. Usually, a paragraph begins with phrase. Let us take B. Information technology has transformed a lot in this decade. IT, information technology, has brought many changes in this decade. This metamorphosis means change. This metamorphosis is exceedingly quick. So in this decade, information technology has brought a lot of change and quick change. That is the first sentence. We can consider B the first sentence. Next, we at Quick Tech thus make sure that our clients receive the best and the quickest services in the field of IT. Who says this? The people of this organization. Quick Tech. This is an organization. So first sentence B, it is a general statement. What has happened in this decade? Information technology has brought many changes, quick changes. So here the people of this organization say that we at Infotech thus make sure our clients receive best and quickest services. This organization says that its clients always receive the best service and quickest service. Second sentence. Next, what else they do say? Our search engines have been astoundingly powerful. Astoundingly, we have good word here, adverb. Astoundingly means surprisingly. Surprisingly. What is surprise here? The company Infotech's search engines have been powerful. They have been powerful and fetch the required information to the user. What do the people of this company say? Their search engines are surprisingly powerful and they fetch required information to the user. That can be considered in the third sentence. So what is said in the first sentence? We have made a general statement here. In this decade, information technology has brought many changes. Here, particularly this company people, they focus themselves. How do they focus? They say that their clients know they receive best service and quick service. How do they receive the best service and the quickest service? Because their search engines are astoundingly powerful and they receive good information. And the next sentence. These improvements. What are these improvements? Search engines and the process. Search engines and the process. These improvements perform a real magic. It is really magical in the true sense of the term to facilitate quicker access. Access means usage. These people further say, Infotech people further say, these improvements perform a real magic. They facilitate quicker service. And what next? Our newer packages, this company further says, perform in a far better way than our complaints used to get in the past. This company people further say, they say first, clients receive best and quick service and these improvements are just like magic and their search engines have been powerful and they further say newer packages now perform far better way. Their newer packages, whose packages? This Infotech organization newer packages are far better than any other. And this can be considered fifth sentence. What else? The user, the customer, can now get desired information in a fraction of a second. Because of all these things undertaken by this company, the customer gets any information in a fraction of a second. So let us see once again what is said. This B, sentence B, this is a general statement. What has been said here, information technology has brought many changes in the present decade. This change is quick. And we go to A, second. So what is said about this company here? Info Quick Tech, this company. Those people say clients receive the best and the quickest service. How do they receive the best and quickest service? Because their search engines are powerful. Powerful. And they further say the improvements they have made are magical, and they provide quick service to the customer, and they have introduced new packages. The new packages are far better. And finally it is said, what is said, the user can get the desired information in a fraction of a second. So this is all about the achievement of this particular company, Info Quick Tech. So now what is the order? We can consider B, first sentence. B, first sentence. So we can take A, second sentence, and E, third sentence, F, fourth sentence, and newer packages, fifth sentence. Finally, everything can be done in fraction of second, last sentence. The order is B, A, E, F, D, C. Now, here a sentence has been given with 5 options. What is that? Most logical complement and mark its number. Most logical complement. See, sentence, the refraction of light in a prism reveals the fact that it forms a convenient medium for spread of light. Refraction of light in prism reveals the fact. Prism means a device made of glass which prevents light from entering. So we have to find out the meaning of this sentence among the options. It forms a convenient medium of spread of light? No. That means no. What is the meaning of this sentence? Refraction of light in a prism reveals the fact that it forms a convenient medium of spread of light. The mixture of all colors are embedded in block color? No, it does not mean so. It cannot pass through light through it? No. It forms a denser medium. Dense means thick. Thicker medium to pass light through it? No. Ordinary white light is a mixture of many different colors of light. That is the meaning given here. Refraction of light in a prism reveals. Reveals means shows the fact that it forms a convenient medium for spread of light. That means ordinarily white light is a mixture of many different colors of light. These two almost make same meaning. Cinema, no doubt, has become one of the dominant medium of communications in the temporary world. Cinema has become one of the most dominant medium. It carries with itself power to transcend. Transcend means go beyond, exceedingly, more than our expectation. So it carries with itself the power to the limitations of space and time, correct? Same meaning, one of the dominant medium of communications. That means cinema has taken us exceedingly higher position. That is correct. It attracts people from all walks of life? No. It conveys both good and bad messages. It is not mentioned in the line. It is the only source of entertainment? No. Its influence on common man cannot be ignored? No. Option 1 is the right answer. Unlike a typical automobile loan, which requires a 15 to 20% down payment, what is said here? A kind of loan. Typical automobile loan. What does it require? 20%, 15 to 20% down payment. The easy drive loan customer is not required to make an initial deposit. Here in this sentence, two types of loans are mentioned. What is the first type of loan? Typical automobile loan. What is the second type of loan? Easy drive loan. Two types of loans are mentioned here. Typical automobile loan, easy drive loan. See, how is it mentioned with indefinite article? A typical automobile loan. A typical automobile loan. Similarly, the wrong here. Here also we use indefinite article. Here we have vowel sound. An easy drive loan. A typical automobile loan. An easy drive loan. Loan. Okay. Customer, no need here. Automobile loan requires. Here it is requires. It is active voice. Simple present tense. Here it is not required. Passive voice. Wrong. Here it is active voice. This verb should also be in active voice. Of course, requires is positive. Here we require negative. What is the negative of simple present? Does not. Do not, does not. If it is plural, we use do not. It is singular, no? Loan, singular. So does not. After do not, does not, what do we use? Base form. Does not require. Is not required passive voice. Does not require active voice. Try to understand. We have good rule here. I am explaining again. Unlike a typical automobile loan, this is one type of loan. It requires, this loan requires verb. This is simple present tense, positive, positive. A typical automobile loan requires. What is the second one? Easy drive loan. Second one. So here also we use indefinite article. Here we have a, here we use an. Because it is consonant sound, it is vowel sound. An easy drive loan. Customer, this noun is unnecessary here. Here what is the verb? Requires, positive. Here we need negative verb. Requires positive. Requires positive. What is negative here? Does not require. Does not require. No. Suppose I am giving one more example. Stops, positive. Stops, positive. What is the negative of stops? We can easily say does not stop. Does not stop. Rains, positive. What is the negative form? Does not rain. Similarly here. So an easy drive loan does not require to make. That is right answer. Where is it? An easy drive loan does not require the buyer to make. Option 4 is correct. Next question. In addition to having more protein than wheat does, the protein in rice is higher quality than that. What is the bolded part here? We have to make sentence improvement here. In addition to having more protein than wheat does, wheat subject, does verb, wheat does. The protein in rice, it is wrong. See, protein, rice, correct. Rice has protein. Protein does not have rice. Rice has protein. Protein is in rice. Rice is not in protein. You have to understand. So, rice has protein in higher quality than that. Well, let us see. Protein in rice, wrong. Rice has protein of higher quality than that. Rice has protein of higher quality. Protein not right. Rice has protein, right option. The protein in rice, wrong. Rice protein, wrong. So option 2 is correct. Had realized how close I was to failing. So this is subordinate clause. This is called subordinate clause. I would not have taken the SBI PO exam. This is called main clause. Clause. We have clauses. You have to identify phrases and clauses in a sentence. Then you can easily answer the question. See here, would not have taken. Would not have taken. What is the tense called? Conditional perfect tense. Conditional perfect tense. What is conditional perfect tense in grammar? Would have, could have, should have, must have, might have. Would have done, could have done. Conditional perfect. It is conditional perfect. There is a clear rule in English grammar. If the verb in the main clause is conditional perfect, the verb in the subordinate clause is past perfect. Had, past perfect. Correct. Had realized. After had, we always use past participle third form. Correct. But where is the subject? Where is the subject? So we require a subject here. Who had realized? I. We should use it. Had I realized? Had I realized how close? That is correct. Had I realized how close? First one correct. When I realized wrong? If I would have wrong? If I realized wrong? Try to understand me. What is the sequence of tenses? We have a good rule in English grammar. We cannot use tenses as we wish. There is a rule, clear rule. Sequence of tenses we call it. When the verb in the main clause is a conditional perfect, the verb in the subordinate clause is past perfect. Had must be there. Had I realized? Here only realized wrong. Would have realized wrong. Only realized wrong. Had I realized? Option 1 is correct. Yes. We have reading comprehension here. First let me read the questions. Which of the following sectors is a sluggish? It's a direct question from the passage. Direct question from the passage. What is asked here? Sluggish in our country. Which of the following sectors is a sluggish? Sluggish means weak, slow. Okay, it's a direct question. Next, we are asked a meaning. Next, important factor behind inflation. So it's a direct question. What is the reason for the inflation? Okay, next, it's a word, it is a direct question. Essential Commodities Act, counterproductive for the farmers. Direct question. And again, we have a meaning. Next one is a direct question. Cause of low production in India. And it's a direct question. Suggestion by the author reforming agriculture. And the next one, it is a meaning. And the last one is a direct question. Matter of annoyance for farmers in northern India. Okay. Let us read the passage first. Farmers have progressed the world over. Farmers have progressed the world over. So in almost all the countries, farmers have developed. They have progressed. Yet means but. They are languishing in this country. In this country, worldwide, farmers have progressed. But in India, they are languishing. Languish means unhappy. Farmers in India are unhappy. Despite decades of industrial development, about 600 million Indians, or roughly half the population, depend on growing crops or rearing animals to earn a living. What is said here? Although farmers all over the world have progressed, the farmers in India are still unhappy. That is the first sentence. So decades of industrial development, 600 million Indians, or half of the population, still depends on. What do people in India depend on still? Growing crops. That means agriculture, farming, or rearing animals. Okay. The country still relies on means it depends on imports of essential items such as pulses and cooking. Almost half of the average Indian household's expenditure is on food. Good sentence. Most of the people in India spend their money on food. On food. An important factor behind inflation. What is the important factor behind inflation in India? Frequently, India faces inflation. What is the reason? Because Almost half of the average Indian household's expenditure is on food. Okay. Food security at the micro level remains elusive. Elusive means very difficult to deal with, manage, very difficult to manage, elusive. The global development experience, especially of the BRICS countries, reveals that 1 percentage point growth in agriculture is at least 2 to 3 times more effective in reducing poverty than the same degree of growth. Okay. We go to second paragraph. Of late, the woes of the farmer. Woes means pains, sufferings. Sufferings. Oh, farmers have exacerbated. Exacerbate means annoyed. Annoyance, no? Irritation. Annoyed. Vexed. Vexed. Irritated. Indian farmers are vexed, irritated. Untimely rain damaged winter crops in northern India. Heat wave killed more than 2,000 people, mostly working in the fields. Suicides by farmers owing to low price of their produce, almost a recurrent tragedy. Recurrent means repeated. What is repeated in India almost every year? Heat waves kill many people. Many farmers commit suicide, and these are the reasons. There is general concern over the monsoon. Patchy or inadequate rainfall can spell disaster. Low productivity is a chronic problem because of the shrinking size of the cultivated plots. Plot means field. So how are the fields in India? What is their size? Shrinking. Shrinking means very small. Very small. So low productivity. Why is productivity low in India? It is a chronic problem. That means serious problem because of the shrinking size of the cultivated plots. 2 grain harvests a year are fairly routine. Yields are low by global standard. Policy message for reforming agriculture is very clear. The areas which merit urgent concern attention to streamlining agriculture revolve around investment, incentive, institution. We need to rationalize prune input subsidies. What should we do for agriculture? Rationalize means control. Prune means set right. Subsidies. The government has to set right the subsidies. The savings, investments, generated should be invested in agriculture, research, development, rural roads, rural education, irrigation, waterworks. Higher levels of investment in agriculture, both by public and private sector, can yield much better result. Policymakers must be bold to bite the bullet and drastically cut subsidies. Drastically cut subsidies. Policymakers means who? Government. Government should cut subsidy. How? Drastically. That means suddenly. Suddenly. Which will open the avenue for increasing the size of the public investment. One way to contain the subsidy bill is to provide subsidies directly to farmers. No, it is one more point. Subsidy bill is to provide subsidy directly to the farmers. Private investment is the engine of agricultural growth. It responds to incentive. Much of the adverse impact on incentive comes from strangulating. Strangulate means block. Block. Stop. Strangulate means stop, block the domestic market under Essential Commodities Act. This law allows the state to restrict movement of agro product across. This law, we have a law. What is it? Essential Commodities Act 1955. This law allows the state to restrict. Restrict means stop movement of agro products across state boundaries. This act does not allow farmers take their product to other states. Furthermore, law bans the storage. One more problem from this law. This law bans storage of large quantities of any of 90 commodities, including onion and wheat. So this law does not allow farmers to store their crops. The intention is to deter hoarding, but hoarding means store. But it has adversely affected investment in cold storage and warehouses. adversely affects. This law causes trouble to the farmers. They cannot store their crops in the cold storages. Substantial quantity crops rots before. Okay. Now let us come to questions. First one, which of the following sectors is sluggish in our country? Sluggish in our country. Which sector is weak in our country? Slow in our country? Industrial sector? No. In the first sentence itself, it has mentioned there has been progress in industrial sector. No. We can easily say agriculture sector. Agricultural sector is sluggish. Private sector? No. Technological sector? No. Service sector? No. Our answer is 2. Next question. Yes. Next question. Which word is most similar to elusive? Elusive means very difficult to deal. Very difficult to deal with. Deal with. Very difficult to manage. Let us see. Attractive. No. Entice. Entice means persuade. Follow up. Follow up. Entice. Not correct. Unattainable. Attainable means manageable. Unattainable cannot be managed. Elusive, unattainable. Confronting. Confront means face. Face. Encountering, same meaning. Our answer is option 3. According to the passage, which of the following is an important factor behind inflation? Important factor behind inflation. It is clearly given in the passage. For inflation, what is the important factor? Because we can say most of the people household expenditure is on food. On food. As the Indians spend their money on food, that causes inflation. Inflation. See the options. According to the passage, which of the following is important factor? Expenditure on food, right answer. Expenditure on food, right answer. Second option, sorry, according to the passage, which of the following is important factor? No. Low agriculture productivity? No. Irrigational fertilizer? No. Increasing rate of MSP? No. Option 2. Expenditure on food. Next one. To the word most opposite, drastically. Drastically. Drastical means no. Drastical means suddenly. Suddenly. We require opposite word. Strikingly. No. Striking means attractively. Catchy. No. Immensely. Immensely means extremely. Extremely. Plenty. Plenty means abundance. Abundance. Abundant. Moderately, right answer. Moderately. Drastically, we require opposite word. Moderately. Overly means too much. Too much. Our answer is 4. Moderately. Drastically. Opposite word. Moderately. Next. How is the Essential Commodities Act 1955 counterproductive for the farmers? How does this act cause trouble to the farmers? This demotivates investments in the cold storage. Yes, it is given in the passage. It does not allow the farmers storage investment in the cold storage. Free movement of goods in the entire country is regulated. Yes, it is given in the passage. This act does not allow farmers to take their crops to take their produce to the other states. No, does not allow. This encourages hoarding of non-essential commodities. No. It encourages. No, it does not encourage. So option A and B correct. Next question. Opposite to exacerbated. Exacerbate means annoyed. Annoyed, irritated, vexed. Aggravated, yes, aggravate means annoy. Same meaning, But we are asked to find out opposite word, no. Aggravated, annoyed, both these words make same meaning. Embittered, embitter means no. Embittered, it's a verb. Emboldened, embittered. Embittered means it is used in the sense of force, apply pressure. Emboldened means give courage, and elevated, right answer. Elevation, console, quieten. If anybody is in worries, we console him, we support him, we give him courage. That is right answer. So embitter, we have aggravated, annoyed, right answer. Embitter, we force somebody, we apply pressure, and we make him feel anger. He gets angry, and we give courage. Emboldened, alleviated, right answer. Opposite word. Next one is production, low production. What is the cause of low production in India? What is the cause? Low fertility soil, lesser technological experts? No. Lack of HIV seeds? No. Lack of irrigation facility? No. None. Answer is 1. Low fertility soil. Right answer. Next question. What has been suggested by the author for reforming agriculture? What have we to do to reform agriculture in our country? Rationalizing subsidies, correct. It is given in the passage. We have to regulate, rationalize the subsidies. Providing subsidies directly to the farmer's bank account. Yes, it has been mentioned in the passage. The subsidy should be directly deposited in the farmer's account. Scrapping ECA, scrapping, that means set right, make corrections, because there are some defaults in that act. That act causes trouble to the farmers. That should be scrapped, correct. All of the above, right answer. So, how can we reform agriculture in India? By rationalizing subsidies, by providing subsidies directly to the farmer's account, by scrapping ECA. All these 3 points are clearly mentioned in the passage. Yes, next question, 29th question. What are we asked here? Most similar in meaning. Strangulating. Strangulate means block, arrest, stop. Let us see options. Blocking, regulating. Regulating also makes a meaning. Planning, passing, breathing. Breathing is opposite word. So it may be opposite word here, not similar. Opposite, breathing, right answer. If it is similar, blocking correct, regulating is also correct. So next question is, which of the following is a matter of annoyance for farmers in northern India? Why are the farmers in North India are annoyed? Loss of fertility, soil erosion, much damage caused due to unseasonal rainfall, drastic cut in subsidies. So it is the reason. Third one, much damage caused due to unseasonal rainfall. Option 3 is correct. So we shall meet again tomorrow.